If there's too long of a pause, I'll just read a line.
There's like background and like, man.
We're live. Hi.
Oh, you guys make me laugh.
I didn't even see you there. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our reading of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. We've been talking about it for months.
We've dreamed of this.
Oh,
you're in
You
for
can
a
dream it,
treat.
you can do it.
We are live, yeah? Oh, there we are.
There we are.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, guys. What?
Sprayed him with seltzer.
Oh, we're watching it on the TV.
That's a little. Oh yeah, I guess we should.
No, go back to the beginning and we'll sync our dialogue with it.
Oh, there's
Okay.
we should try
No.
He gets.
Wait, where's Kurt?
I was like,
Really
you
good.
look so
He's
good.
gonna join
There's
us.
no
He's gonna join
There's
us.
no room for any of it.
Hi, guys.
Should we go around?
Sorry, we're starting late. Kurt is on his way.
Is he
We
like
were waiting
Elijah?
for Kurt. It's all Kurt's fault.
He may not come,
come.
but when he comes, there will be world peace.
Oh. All right. Can everybody go around the room and introduce yourself and tell us who you're playing tonight? Starting with you, Corey.
Hi, I'm Corey.
Yeah.
I am doing the stage directions, if there are them,
I think there are.
and
I check before.
and any other roles that have not been assigned that we'll find as we go.
Yes. Of which there will be many. You might end up having the biggest role.
There's a lot of action happening. If they don't explain what's happening.
Excuse me.
I'm
It'll
really
be
sorry.
a.
We were originally going to use like a
It'll be-
shooting
Yeah.
script, but it sucked, so.
We'll just see how it goes.
It'll be an adventure, much like the Clue reading was.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Do you guys do the alternate endings?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, we sure did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was.
We were here all night.
Journey.
Heidi just became a patron 1 minute ago for this.
Whoa, my
That's very
goodness.
exciting news.
Thanks, Heidi.
Okay. Who are you?
Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I've eaten 5 phone nuts. I'm going to be Lady, Yosemite Sam, Smartass Hyena, Hag, Betty Boop, and Bullet One.
Yes. Yay, Lauren.
Yeah.
That's real fun.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a real
okay.
Give
thing.
them the bullets.
They're really
Bullet
funny.
one.
On screen right now.
Actually, they're about to. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is the tunnel, you guys. So
Yeah.
exciting.
That tunnel.
Famous from Sean's vlog.
Yes, that's true.
All
Made
right.
famous.
No
Okay.
other reason.
Okay.
He put it on the map.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Ashley.
Ashley, go for it.
I'm Ashley.
Yeah.
And I am reading Secretary, R.K. Maroon, Gopher, Greasy, Mickey Mouse, and Bullet numeral 3. Oh, right, I'm Bullet 1. Oh, I should have said that. Yeah, you're the prime Bullet.
Oh,
I've got your back.
One.
Thank you.
Apex bullet. There they are. There they are.
Oh,
That's the bullet.
There they are.
Yeah, they're
so
cute.
cute. And they're all like Western.
Yeah.
Look at that man with the
But
mustache.
also some questionable ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bullets.
Yeah, that's
His
true.
mustache- his
Yeah,
face
4
is
and 6 are
mustache.
questionable.
Racist bullets.
I've already finished my claw.
Do you want another one?
Oh, he's holding a fake gun.
Would you like
No,
another?
it's
It's
not
a
a
tune
fake
Or regular
gun.
water?
It's a
Not
gun.
if it's
Can't kill a tune with a
It's
real
okay.
gun.
Fine,
Baby.
we're just
Well, I
happy
cannot
birthday.
believe you
Thank
have
Okay,
you.
thanks.
Thank
Um,
you,
I am
people.
Go, Sinead.
And I am Roger Rabbit. I hope.
She is.
Oh.
I didn't realize how
This
long
was
this
very
was.
makeshift. I made it out of computer paper and a headband I had.
It's very so convincing
It's
that
very
I thought
good.
it could withstand being lightly touched. I haven't
It's a
moved
very
in
good
hours.
flashlight.
I like that you call it computer paper.
I know.
What kind of other paper do you have in your
I
house?
computer
Like
paper.
construction paper?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
your
lined
paper
paper.
specific.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, it was white on both sides.
Graph
and it goes
paper.
in
Dot
the
matrix.
computer.
I'm not
College rules.
Wax
Paper
paper.
had things.
Oh,
Remember your
like a
teachers.
dot
I
matrix.
do.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
that side,
Oh.
take it off.
Remember your
Scabby.
Anybody want to
Sean,
look
you
Not that
remember.
young.
Sean, that young.
Remember computer paper
I have
things?
one.
And it would all the papers
All
would be
was
attached.
Why? Wait.
I remember.
What?
That's how the
I remember.
that's how the
But you
best
could make
printers
banners.
could like
You guys
handle the paper.
You can't make banners.
Like
Anyways.
the paper with the dotted
Yeah,
strings.
the
Oh
dotted-
yeah.
already going off the rails.
You make
Okay, who
I'm
are you?
Gabe Greenspan.
Woo!
At GabeSpan on all my social media.
Not Twitter.
1.5. I'm not on Twitter.
So
I've had
me.
1.5 phone nuts. And I will be playing Eddie Valiant.
I'm sorry, I had a quarter of a phone nut.
Yay.
I probably had
Wow,
one
okay.
full one, but in
You
small
guys-
pieces.
One full nut.
Brian
Right.
Rosenthal, 5'11", no chronos. I will be playing.
Phone
Phone
Segregated.
You
I
shush.
will be playing. I will be playing Angelo, Lieutenant Santino, Bongo the Gorilla, Tweety Bird, Donald Duck, Psycho, Bullet Number 2, The Singing Sword, and Porky.
Yeah.
He's been practicing, so he's gonna be really good.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Brother Brian.
Birthday, Brian.
Birdie Brian.
Birdie bird.
I'm Sean, and I'm playing Judge Doom, Baby Herman, Droopy, and Goofy, and I will eat the remaining phone nuts that people don't eat.
That's bold. There's
Over
like
my
6
dead body.
left.
He's up for the challenge. I'm Sarah, and I'm playing Dolores.
I'm
Wow,
Mary
okay.
Kate,
Please
and
one roll.
I am only reading Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Kurt is here.
And Kurt is yonder.
Alright, let's play a prank then. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yay.
Droopy.
Oh.
Aw, who's Droopy?
Oh, this is you. This is Hag.
This is
This
Hag.
is Hag?
Yeah.
She's a hat. No,
Wait
wait
for
for
it.
it.
Wait for it.
Hey,
Wait
are you happy you joined?
That's me.
Lauren loves this movie.
God, that is me.
Yikes.
Holy
Kurt, would you like a LaCroix?
Kurt, would you
Okay.
like a LaCroix?
I can give away a LaCroix. Kurt's here, you guys.
Oh no.
Hey Kurt,
Welcome.
this is your chair back here. I'm so sorry.
Thanks, dude.
Do I have lipstick on my eyebrow?
My
Tweety
queen.
bird.
I'm not tweeting.
I'm tweeting.
You're tweeting.
Did you not tell?
Get a snack.
Okay, I'll be trying my hardest over here.
No, you're good.
Make
Okay.
bold choices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody shush. Okay, Kurt is here. Yay, Kurt. Kurt, I'm gonna introduce Kurt for Kurt. Kurt's reading director / Marvin Acme / Bugs Bunny / Benny the Cab. Yay, Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt.
Okay, he's getting snacks. Okay, this is a reminder that this is a chill, fun time.
What do you mean?
Wait, why
Wait,
why
is
did
that a
you do
reminder
that
for us?
reminder?
Who's that a
If
reminder for?
Sounds like a reprimand.
This is chill.
Don't do good.
Lauren.
Do whatever you want. If you need to get up and pee for any reason,
Don't hesitate.
you can do it. If you need to get a snack,
What are the different reasons?
you can do
Usually we
it
don't
for
let anyone.
any reason. Yeah, so just have a fun time. It's gonna be weird. We're happy you guys are here. There's 33 people watching. This is more than any of my readings ever get.
Wow.
So, yeah, oh
Also,
yeah. Well,
Live.
like live.
Our
Yeah,
viewers
right.
should know that this transcript isn't tidy.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
tidy.
Yeah.
It is not.
Sex,
Guard
drugs,
is
alcohol.
text here, but
Fine.
we'll
It's
turn it.
untidy.
This is like
Incomplete
gold.
and
You need to
scrolling
have
is
it
Too
weird.
long, but like they're not wrong.
You don't need to be
But
it,
you
you
do
need
have
to
stage
have it.
directions. You see that?
Content rating is
I
PG, but
see
it is
some PG.
suggested to be PG-13.
Was
Okay.
this
Yeah, it's
pre
like
PG-13?
80s movies that
I think so,
show
yeah.
boobs.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's gonna be a
Wow.
Oh
wild
yeah,
ride.
readings have really changed since the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sure
You could
have.
get away with a lot then.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys, shall we dive right in?
Sure.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
After much ado,
Okay.
let's go.
Your friend Roger Rabbit.
Woo!
A maroon cartoon in color. Baby Herman and Roger Rabbit in Something's Cooking.
Mommy's going to the beauty parlor, darling, but I'm leaving you with your favorite friend, Roger.
He's going to take very, very good care of you. Because if he doesn't, he's going back to the science lab.
Please, don't worry. Whatever you say. Yes, ma'am. Aye, aye, sir. Okie dokie. Why, I take care of him like he was my own brother. Or my sister. Ow! Or my brother's sister. Or my second cousin was twice removed.
Num num cookie?
Or the ninth cousin who's 9 times removed from this place, offside, or like a 16th cousin
Baby Herman escapes from his cot.
who was 6 times from my mother's side, or a 32nd cousin who was 37
Baby Herman lands in front of the fridge and looks up at the fridge where the cookie jar is.
times removed from his father's side. He was 11, and like my 17th cousin who was 150 times removed from any side.
He sees Baby Herman climbing up some open drawers. Baby Herman is climbing across the hub. The hub?
The hub.
The hub. The stove turning on the burners as he goes, narrowly avoiding them.
I'll save you, baby.
Cookie.
Don't burn yourself,
He
baby
knocks
Herman.
over a rolling pin on the floor. Roger rushes into the kitchen and slips on a rolling pin.
Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
As he rolls past Baby Herman, he kicks a teapot onto Roger's head.
Who turned out the lights? Boy, it's dark in here. Don't they pay electricity? What
Clonk.
happened?
Not seeing where he's going, he rolls into the oven, which Baby Herman has turned up to volcano heat.
I'll find. Baby, where are ya?
Baby Herman crawls across some plates in the sink.
Cookie.
His face slips under the water, but he lifts it up and accidentally turns on the tap, and water starts spilling onto the floor. The soap also falls down onto the floor, the oven sign turns to well done, and Roger bursts out, trailing smoke.
Oh, wow, ow, 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 ow.
Roger slips on the soap and shoots into the air, and the soap flies across the kitchen and ricochets off the door handle and hits the baby, flinging him up to the clock pendulum. Roger falls back and slides across the kitchen and ends up with his finger in the power supply and is zapped by electricity. In trying to escape, he headbutts the wall with a teapot and dislodges a shelf, and all the pots and pans fall on his head. As he lies there, a bottle of chili sauce falls into the spout of the teapot.
Cookie.
Baby Herman is on the clock. Roger, with his head on fire, shoots across the kitchen and ends up with an ironing board in his mouth, which folds up into the wall. Baby Herman swings from the clock to a shelf, which falls down, and a box on the shelf falls, catapulting a box of knives through the air. Baby Herman lands on a plunger and bounces up to the fridge. The plunger flies through the air and lodges itself in the toaster, which then falls over. Roger bursts out of the fold-up ironing board. He falls off the entire pickle jar? What? And he climbs by the entire sandwich. What?
I'm here, baby. Ah!
Roger sees the knives flying towards him, which lodge themselves in the wall around him. One parts his hair, and a meat cleaver hits the wall between his legs. The toaster then fires the plunger at Roger and sticks to his face. As he struggles to get it off, he ends up flying across the kitchen and removes it in midair. His momentary pleasure is forgotten as he crashes into the succomatic, which then begins to pump him full of air. When he looks more like a balloon, he starts to deflate, flying around the kitchen, breaking crockery, and eventually hitting the fridge, lodging his head underneath. As he struggles to get free, he dislodges Baby Herman, who falls from the top of the fridge with his cookie. Roger lifts the fridge off of his head, seeing that Baby Herman is safe, holds him in his hands.
Cookie.
Roger suddenly realizes there is an unsupported fridge above his head, which crashes back down to Earth. The fridge door opens to reveal Roger with birds from Cinderella flying around his head.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I sent an email with a new.
Cool, I didn't know if that was directed. Cut!
All right,
Alright,
that's
alright.
done.
What the hell was wrong with that take?
Nothing with you, Baby Herman. You were great. You were perfect. You were better than perfect. It's Roger. He keeps blowing his lines. Roger, what is this?
Grabs a bird from Cinderella.
A tweeting bird.
A tweeting bird. Roger, read the script. Look what it says. It says, rabbit takes clunk. Rabbit sees stars, not birds. Stars. Can we lose the playback, please?
Got the boy back.
Roger, you're killing me. Killing me.
Crying out loud, Roger. Like, how the hell many times do we have to do this damn scene? Raul, I'll be in my trailer, taking a nap.
Oh.
Excuse me, dude.
Duh, my stomach can't take this. The set is a mess. Clean the setup and get him out of here or seal him up. Lose the lights and say lunch.
Lunch.
That's lunch we're gonna have.
Please, Raoul, I can give you stars. Just drop the refrigerator on my head one more time.
Roger, I dropped it on your head 23 times already.
I can take it, though. Don't worry about me.
I can give you... Oh, that's your life. Sorry. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the refrigerator.
I can give you stars.
He grabs a frying pan off a passing trolley.
Look!
Bang.
Look!
Bang.
Look!
Bang, bang, bang.
Please, Raoul, I can do it, I swear. Just give me another chance. Well, come on, Raoul.
Standing watching all of this is Eddie Valiant.
Tunes.
He takes a swig from a bottle and puts it on the back in a holster on his belt.
Just give me another chance. Look, watch, Raoul, watch. Please, you gotta give me another chance. Come on, Raoul.
A lady opens some double doors and shows Valiant into Maroon's office.
Mr. Maroon, Mr. Valiant is here too.
R.K. Maroon is watching a piece of film playing through a moviola, and he waves his hand at the woman.
He'll be right with you.
No. Wait till he gets him to his feet, then hit him with the boulder.
Right on it. The editor wheels the machine away, and Maroon turns to Valiant.
How much do you want to know about show business, Mr. Valiant?
Only there's no business like it. No
Yeah.
business I know.
Yeah, and there's no business more expensive. I'm 25 grand over budget on the latest Baby Herman cartoon. You saw the rabbit blowing his lines. He can't keep his mind on his work. You want to know? You know why?
Want the main refrigerators dropped on his head?
Nah, he's a toon. You can drop anything you want on his head. He'll shake it off. He'll break his heart. He goes to pieces just like you or me. Read that.
He hands Eddie a newspaper.
Seen cooing over calamari with not-so-new sugar daddy was Jessica Rabbit, wife of Maroon cartoon star Roger. What's this got to do with me?
You're the private detective. You figure it out.
Look, I don't have time for this.
Look, Valiant. His wife's poisoned, but he thinks she's Betty Crocker. I want you to follow her. Get me a couple of nice, juicy pictures I can wise the rabbit up with.
Forget it. I don't work Toontown.
What's wrong with Toontown? Every Joe loves Toontown.
Well, get Joe to do the job, because I ain't going.
Whoa, fella. You don't want to go to Toontown. You don't have to go to Toontown. Nobody said you had to go to Toontown anyway. Have a seat, Valiant. The rabbit's wife sings at a joint called the Ink and Paint Club. Toon Review. Strictly humans only, okay? So what do you think, Valiant?
Valiant is more interested in the drinks in the cabinet.
Well,
The job's gonna cost you $100 plus expenses.
$100? That's ridiculous.
So's the job!
All right. You've got your $100. Have a drink, Eddie.
I don't mind if I do.
Looks out the window.
Look, I've got
Careful,
it.
Dave. I got it.
I got it.
Dave, you're gonna drop it.
You're not gonna drop it.
You're dropping it.
Dave.
Some workmen drop a large wooden boxes, releasing some tune instruments which begin to play. As Valiant watches, a pair of eyes suddenly appear in the window.
Ah!
Kind of jumpy, aren't you, Valiant? It's just Dumbo.
Getting up from beneath the drinks cabinet and taking the check off of Maroon.
I know who it is.
Got him on loan from Disney. Him and half the cast of Fantasia. Best part is, they work for peanuts.
He throws a handful of peanuts out the window, and Dumbo flies off, sucking them up with his trunk.
Well, I don't work for peanuts. Where's the other 50?
Let's call the other 50 a carrot to finish the job.
You've been hanging around rabbits too long.
He leaves the studio, passing an ostrich and a frog on the stairs. It was the Fantasia Festival. Valiant looks to his right where a sax player is playing The Sorcerer's Apprentice to some brooms sweeping by themselves. From behind them emerges a stork on a bike, apparently a postman, and as he rides, he begins to lose his balance and crashes, sending letters everywhere. As he reaches the bottom of the steps, a hippo bumps into him.
Oh, excuse me.
Valiant walks past a group of cows practicing their lines. The hippo sits on a bench next to a workman, and the bench promptly collapses, catapulting the man into the sky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do it. That was really good.
so embarrassed.
Valiant crosses the road and tries to catch a tram. He shows the conductor the check Maroon gave him. Bugs Bunny, Goofy, and the Saturday's tunes are dismissed.
What do I look like, a bank?
Valiant waits for the tram to go past him and then swings himself onto the back, where two other kids are sitting. Another kid comes up running after them.
Wait for me!
Come on, hurry up!
Hey, mister, ain't you got a car?
Who needs a car in LA? We have the best public transportation system in the world.
That's a joke.
Valiant gets off outside his office. Across the road, the sign above the tram station, the world's best public transportation system, is being replaced by that of Cloverleaf Industries.
See you later!
Yeah, thanks for the cigarettes.
You already got it!
What?
Hi, Eddie, how's it going?
Okay, what do you got for me?
The usual bills.
Valiant throws the bills in the bin and crosses the road to Terminal Station Bar.
Harry, you okay?
He passes a tram driver unconscious at one of the tables. He puts his hat, which has fallen off, back on his head and makes his way to the bar.
Yeah. What's with Earl?
The man he's asking is mute and writes his answers on a pad of paper.
Laid off.
Laid off?
The new outfit bought the red car. Some big company called Clover Leaf.
No kidding, they bought the red car.
Yeah, put the poor guy on 2 weeks' notice. Cutbacks, they said.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on pushes. But they all get lead poisoning, huh?
Yeah.
Before Valiant can put the glass to his lips, a woman's hand covers it. He looks up.
Tomorrow's Friday, Eddie. You know what happens here on Friday?
Fish special?
No. My boss checks the book on Friday, and if I don't have that money I gave you back until I'm gonna lose my job.
Don't bust a button, Dolores. You've only got one left.
He shows her the check with a big smile on his face.
$50. Where's the rest?
Well, it's only a snoop job anyway. You got a camera of yours? Mine's in the shop.
Wouldn't be the pawn shop by any chance, would it?
Come on, Dolores. You need the other 50. I need the camera.
Dolores gets the camera from behind the till and puts it in front of Valiant.
Any film in there?
Should be. Haven't had that role developed since our trip to Catalina. Sure was a long time ago.
She's having bagels in the basket.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't think that's a euphemism. I think it's literally bagels in the basket. Yeah, it was a long time ago. We'll have to do that again sometime.
Holding down the crockery as the tram drives past, shaking the building.
Yeah, sure, Eddie. Paper even good?
Just check the scroll.
RK Maroon. As in maroon cartoons?
Maroon cartoons? Hey, so who's your client, Mr. Detective to the Stars? Chilly Willy or Screwy Squirrel?
What do you want to drink?
I'll take a beer, doll. So what happened, huh? Someone kidnapped Dinky Doodle?
Cut it out, Angelo.
Cracking a boiled egg.
Hey, wait a minute. I know. You're working for Little Bo Peep. She's lost her sheep, and you're gonna help her find him. Hey. All right.
Valiant, his patience has run out, kicks a stool from under Angelo, who falls on his jaw on the edge of the bar.
Fuck!
Get this straight, meatball. I don't work for Toon.
Eddie stuffs the boiled egg into Angelo's mouth and stomps out of the bar.
So what's his problem?
Toon killed his brother.
What? Huh.
Dropped a piano on his head.
Valiant walks down a gloomy alleyway and knocks on a door. A hatch slides open and a bloodshot eye appears in the hole.
Got the password.
Waltz.
The hatch slides open, and after a moment's delay, the door slowly creaks open. Behind the door hulks the massive body of a gorilla in a suit.
Nice monkey suit.
Wise ass.
Valiant walks down a short corridor towards a door behind which can be heard the sounds of piano playing. As Valiant opens the door, there's an explosion of sound of piano playing. On a stage opposite, Donald and Daffy Duck are playing dueling pianos. Watching this are numerous people seated around small tables and being served by Toon penguins from Mary Poppins. At the bar, an octopus is serving several customers at once.
I can't do it. Quack, quack, cut it out.
Oh, was that me?
Yeah.
Does anybody understand what this duck is saying?
Most amusing.
A bit more wine.
I've worked with a lot of wisecrackers, but you are despicable.
Doggone stubborn little, I'll get it down.
This is the last time I worked with someone with a speech impediment.
Oh.
Oh yeah?
He grabs Daffy, throws him into the piano, and slams it shut on him, leaving only his beak sticking out. This means war! As Valiant stands watching all of this, a bald man squirts ink onto Valiant's shirt with a pen.
Marvin Act?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you think that's funny?
It's a panic.
You won't think it's funny when I stick that pen up your nose.
Now calm down, son. Look, the stain's gone. It's disappearing. Ain't no hard feelings, I hope. Look,
I know who you are, Marvin Acme, the guy that owns Toontown, the Gag King.
If it's Acme, it's Gazzer. Put it there, pal. The hand buzzer, still our biggest seller.
Totally unamused, he sits down, and a penguin from Mary Poppins comes up to take his order. Valiant slams the menu back on the tray without looking at it.
Scotch on the rocks. And I mean ice.
Donald playing both pianos at once.
This is hot stuff.
Daffy takes over, and behind him appears a devilish Donald who nearly blows Daffy's head off with a cannon.
Goodness.
Two hooks appear from either side of the stage and pull the ducks off stage to the applause of the audience.
Those ducks are funny. They never get to finish the act.
Yeah, right.
Penguin from Mary Poppins gives him a drink.
Thanks. Toons!
Cigars, cigarettes, Eddie Valiant.
Is that how she talks?
Betty?
Yeah.
Long time no see.
Well, what are you doing here?
Work's been kind of slow since cartoons went to color, but I still get it. But I still got it, Daddy. Boop, boop, bidoop, boop.
Yeah. Yeah, you still got it.
There's a growing commotion behind Valiant. He turns to indicate Acme, who is gesticulating towards the stage.
What's with him?
Mr. Acme never misses a night when Jessica performs.
Got a thing for rabbits, huh?
The room goes suddenly quiet, and the silence is broken when a huskily voiced woman begins to sing. As she appears from behind the curtains, the men go wild.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know how this song goes. I'm sorry.
Make it up.
I'm singing it. This is a song. You gotta give me some money too. There we go.
Right.
Thank you.
That was it.
That's it.
Valiant is unable to take his eyes away from Jessica.
She's married to Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, what a lucky Goriel.
The R in it.
Go your roll.
Why don't you do right like some other men do? There you go. Boom.
Applause. Valiant follows Marvin to Jessica's room. Knock, knock.
Who is it?
Jessica dear, have no fear, your Marvin is here.
The door closes behind him, muffling his words. Valiant tries to peer through the keyhole.
You sure murdered him again tonight, baby. I really mean it. My darling, you were superb. You absolutely, truly, and honestly... Ooh, ashmolly the audience. You killed him. You slayed him. You belted them into pieces.
A large shadow casts itself over Valiant's back, and a large hand taps him roughly on the shoulder.
What do you think you're doing, chump?
Who you calling a chump, chump?
The gorilla throws Valiant out the door over by the dump.
And don't let me catch your peeping face around here again. Got it?
Ooga boom.
Valiant dusts himself off and is about to leave when he hears Jessica and Marvin talking through one of the nearby windows. He pulls up a box and peers through the gap in the curtains.
Come, my dear Jessica. I'm over here. I've got everything you need right here.
Oh, not tonight, Marvin. I have a headache.
Well, Jessica, you promised.
Oh, all right. But this time, take off that hand buzzer.
Patty cake, patty cake, patty cake.
Oh.
Patty cake, patty cake.
Marvin, oh.
Patty cake.
Oh, Marvin.
You gotta be kidding me.
Patty cake, patty cake.
Maroon's office, and Roger is rattling the blinds.
Patty cake, patty cake. I don't believe it. Patty cake, is it true?
Take comfort, son. You're not the only man whose wife played patty cake on her.
Maroon hands him a handkerchief, which Roger blows into with gusto. He hands it back dripping with water, and Maroon hands it to Valiant.
I just don't believe it. I won't believe it. I can't believe it. I shan't believe it.
Believe it, kid. I took the pictures myself. She played patty cake.
Flicking through the pictures faster and faster so it looks like they're moving.
No, not by Jessica. Not patty cake. This is impossible. I don't believe it. It can't be. It just can't be. Jessica's my wife. It's absolutely impossible. Jessica's the light of my life, the apple of my eye, the cream in my coffee.
Well, you better start drinking it black, because Acme's taking the cream.
Hard to believe. Marvin Acme's been my friend and neighbor for 30 years. Who would have thought he was a sugar daddy?
Somebody must have made her do it.
Now drink this, son. It'll make you feel better.
Nope.
He turns a variety of different colors, and his eyes bulge. He suddenly shoots into the air and emits a whistling sound so high-pitched that it breaks all the glasses in the room, including the one held by Valiant and the glass awards on the shelves, broken lamp, and the bottle of beer. As the whistling dies down, Roger collapses back into the seat and mutters,
Thanks. I needed that.
before falling face down on the table.
Son of a bitch. Look, Mr. Maroon, I think my work here is finished. How about that carrot, you know?
The deal's a deal.
Hands Valiant the check.
Great. Thanks.
Roger, I know all this seems pretty painful now, but you'll find someone new. Won't you, Mr. Valiant?
Yeah, sure. Good-looking guy like that. Dames will be breaking his door down.
Dames? What dames?
He grabs Valiant by the collar and shouts at him, forcing Valiant back onto the desk. He broke and smashed the window.
Jessica's the only one to be. You'll see. We'll rise above this picking peccadillo. We're gonna be happy again. You got that? Happy. Capital H-A-P-P-I.
He crashes through the window, leaving a rabbit-shaped hole in the glass in the blinds.
Well, at least he took it well.
As Valiant and Maroon stare dumbfounded out of the window, the blinds crash down. Roger is across the street at the Acme factory looking at his photos. One is of him and Jessica on their wedding day. Another is of the two of them on their honeymoon on a beach. The last is of the two of them hugging each other in a bar.
Oh, Jessica, please tell me it's not true. Please.
Valiant returns to his office. He takes off his jacket and starts to take the photos down from the line where he had hung them. When Valiant goes through the photos back at his office, he finds old pictures of him and Dolores mucking around on a beach. Smiling, he flicks through them. However, he finds pictures of him and his brother and seems close to tears. He gets drunk.
So sorry.
It scrolls.
Making that.
On the other side of the desk is a chair covered in dust. In front of this, on the desk, is a sign reading Theodore J. Valiant. Covering the desk are numerous newspaper clippings of tune cases that they solved. Soon it's morning, and another man is in the room. Valiant is asleep with his head on the desk. The man throws the empty bottle in front of Valiant into the bin and drops it on the floor. He leaps upright in his seat and stares groggily at the man beside him.
Lieutenant Santino, where'd you come from?
Gee whiz, Eddie. If you needed money so bad, why didn't you come to me?
Yeah, so I took a couple of dirty pictures, so kill me.
I already have a stiff on my hands, thank you.
Huh?
Marvin Acme. The rabbit cracked him last night, or cacked him.
What?
I don't know.
They drive to the Acme factory. As Santino walks away, Valiant stands looking towards Toontown.
Now what?
It's just I haven't been this close to Toontown for a while.
Figure comes flying over the wall, trailing fire, and bounces to a halt in front of the two men.
Ah! Ow! Oh! Ee! Ow! My briskets are burning! Fire in the hatch! Ow! Oh! Ee! Great horn toads, that's smarts!
Sits in a puddle.
Come on,
Ass!
Eddie. Let's get this over with. He's with me.
The two men walk into the Acme factory. Santino speaks to the cop on guard at the door.
This guy, he's with me.
They are met with the sight of a body in the middle of the warehouse floor. On its head is a very large safe.
Just like a tune to drop a safe on a guy's head. Sorry, Eddie. Better wait here, alright?
Hey, Chisel, get a load of this!
Seen one of these?
Pinocchio holding up a black disc. He throws it on a wall and puts his hand through it.
Hey, guys!
Valiant turns to see a detective holding a mallet. From it springs a boxing glove on the end of a retractable arm. This narrowly misses Valiant twice, knocking down piles of boxes behind him.
Didn't you used to be Eddie Valiant? Or did you change your name to Jack Daniels?
To a man picking yellow paint from the rope attached to the safe.
What's that?
Paint from the rabbit's glove.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Valiant.
Valiant turns to see Jessica, and he runs his eyes over her body.
Okay.
Gross.
She, however, slaps him hard across the face.
Good.
Noise.
There you go. I hope you're proud of yourself and those pictures you took.
She storms out. As Acme's body is being carried away on a stretcher, the men carrying it bump into one of the many piles of boxes, and one bursts open to release pairs of tune shoes and boots. In the ensuing confusion to get the boots back into the box, Acme's body is bumped into and his arm drops out from under the sheet and something falls from his hand. Valiant sees this and
And he bends down to pick it up.
yeah.
Ow!
As his hand.
He looks up to see a man dressed in all black with a black hat and orange-tinted glasses. His skin is a deathly gray color.
Is this man removing evidence from the scene of a crime?
No, Judge Doom. Valiant here was just picking it up for you, weren't you, Eddie?
Hand it over.
Sure.
Valiant grasps Doom's hand, and there's a buzzing sound, and Doom's body goes rigid. Doom takes the hand buzzer.
His number one seller.
An artificial smile momentarily adorns Doom's face.
I see working for a tune has rubbed off on you.
I wasn't working for a tune, I was working for Arcade Maroon.
Yes, we talked to Mr. Maroon. He told us the rabbit became quite agitated when you showed him the pictures. The rabbit said one way or another he and his wife are going to be happy. Is that true?
How do I look like a stenographer?
Shut your yap, Eddie. The man's in charge.
That's all right, Lieutenant. From the smell of him, I'd say it was the booze talking. No matter. The rabbit won't get far. My men will find him.
The warehouse doors burst open, and careening through them comes a black van which crashes into a pile of boxes before stopping. The doors open to reveal weasels inside.
Weasels!
Yes, I find they have a special gift for the work.
Wait, what?
Smart ass.
You
Oh
smart ass?
shit, I am. Sorry.
Don't worry, Judge. We got
Yo.
informants all over this city. We'll find him.
You wouldn't have any idea what the rabbit might be, Mr. Valiant.
Have you tried Walla Walla? Cucamonga? I hear Kokomo's very nice this time of year.
I'm surprised you're not more cooperative, Mr. Valiant. A human has been murdered by a tomb. Don't you appreciate the magnitude of that?
Doom suddenly becomes aware of a rubbing at the base of his leg and looks down to see a lone Toon shoe. Doom puts on a large pair of rubber gloves.
Since I've had Toontown under my jurisdiction, my goal has been to rein in the insanity. And the only way to do that is to make Toons respect the law.
Doom picks up the Toon and carries it towards the van.
How did that gargoyle get to be a judge?
Spread a bunch of simoleons around Toontown a couple years backpack. Bought the election.
Huh? What's that?
Inside the van is a barrel, and Doom throws off the lid to reveal a green liquid.
Remember how we always thought there wasn't a way to kill a Toon? Well, Doom found a way. Turpentine, acetone, benzene. He calls it the dip.
Doom begins to lower the Toon into the dip.
I'll catch the rabbit, Mr. Valiant, and I'll try him, convict him, and execute him.
As Doom is speaking, the Toon is slowly dissolving. Santino has to look away.
Jesus.
That's one dead shoe, huh, boss?
The gloves covered with blood.
They're not kid gloves, Mr. Valiant. But this is how we handle things down in Toontown. I think you, of all people, would appreciate that.
Valiant returns to his office, and in front of the office door, Valiant sees a woman bending over a pram. Valiant stands there for a while, looking at her legs, but then she pulls out a lighter and puts it in the pram.
Hey, wait a minute, hey!
The woman looks around to reveal Baby Herman in the pram. He puffs out smoke from his cigar. Valiant smell like tobacco?
I smell like tobacco.
I've been trying to make him quit, but he just won't listen to me.
What do you know, you dumb broad? You got the IQ of a rattle. You Valiant?
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about the Acme murder. Hey, psst, stop. Why don't you run downstairs and get me a racing form?
Okay, I'm going.
Ladies, man, huh?
My problem is I got a 50-year-old lust and a 3-year-old dinky.
Yeah, that must be tough.
This is rated PG.
Look, Valiant, the rabbit didn't kill Acme. He's not a murderer. I should know. He's a dear friend of mine, I tell you. But Valiant, the whole thing stinks like yesterday's diapers. Look at this.
Hands him a newspaper.
The paper says Acme left no will. That's a load of succotash. Every Toon knows Acme had a will. He promised to leave Toontown to us Toons. That will is the reason he got bumped off.
Has anybody ever seen this will?
No, but he gave us his solemn oath.
You believe that Joker could do anything solid. The gag's on you, pal.
I just figured since you were the one who got my pal in trouble, you might want to help him out. I can pay you.
Save your money for a pair of elevator shoes.
Valiant, angered by the fact that a Toon wants him to work for him, turns the pram around, takes off the brakes, and rolls it down the hall.
Hey, no, Valiant, don't!
The cot collides with his sitter, and Baby Herman's cigar falls off of the side of the pram.
Oh, my stogie!
Valiant looks back smiling and lets himself into his office. He sits down at his desk, pouring himself a drink and looking at the newspaper.
Well, it ain't my fault the rabbit got himself in trouble.
He
All
drinks
I
the
did
drink.
was take a couple of lousy pictures.
As Valiant takes off his jacket, he bends over the picture of Acme and Jessica he took the night before, and he notices something in Acme's pocket, magnified by the glass he put on top of it. Opening a bag, he gets out his magnifying glass to get a closer look. In Marva's pocket, an envelope sticks out with the words, Last Will and Testament written on it.
That baby was right. The hell with it.
Valiant crosses over the office to some drawers which he pulls to reveal a fold-up bed. When he gets in and rolls over to come face to face with Roger, they both leap out of the bed.
How the hell did you get in here?
Through the mail slot. I thought it would be best if I waited inside, seeing as how I'm wanted for murder.
Yeah, well, no kidding. I just talking to you could get me a rap for aiding and abetting. Wait a minute. Anybody know you're here?
Nobody. Not a soul except her.
Oh.
Well, you see, I didn't know where your address was, so I asked the newsboy. He didn't know, so I asked the fireman, the greengrocer, the butcher, the baker. They didn't know, but the liquor guys, he knew.
In other words, the whole damn town knows.
Grabs Roger and tries to throw him out the door.
Come on, get out of here. Get out of the door, will you? Get out!
Eddie, take it easy, will you? Please, Eddie, don't throw me out. You're making a big mistake. I didn't kill anybody, I swear. This whole thing's a setup, a scam, a prank job. Ow, Eddie, I could never hurt anybody.
Valiant is stretching Roger out in his attempt to make Roger let go of the doorframe.
Ow, my whole purpose in life is to make people laugh.
Roger's grip on the doorframe finally breaks, and the two of them fly backwards across the office. Valiant lands in a heap on the floor, and Roger lands on the bed.
Okay, sure, I admit I got a little steamed when you showed me those pictures of Jessica, so I ran down to the ink.
Valiant dives at Roger, but merely sends Roger into the air, and Valiant lands in a heap on the other side of the bed.
Ink and paint club, but she wasn't in a dressing room, so I wrote her a love letter.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that in a fit of jealousy, you wrote your wife a love letter?
That's right. I know she was just an innocent victim of circumstance.
No, I suppose you used the old lipstick on the mirror routine, huh?
Lipstick, yes. Mirror, no. I found a nice, clean piece of paper.
Holds it up and begins to read.
Dear Jessica, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4,
Why didn't you just leave the letter there?
Obviously a poem of this power and sensitivity must.
Valiant grabs Roger by the ears and throws him out of his way.
No! Be read in person. So I went home to wait for her, but the weasels were there waiting for me. So I ran.
So why come to me? I'm the guy that took the pictures of your wife.
Roger looks through a book containing newspaper cuttings of Valiant's past cases.
Yeah, and you're also the guy that helped all these tunes. Everybody knows when a tune's in trouble, there's only one place to go. Valiant and Valiant.
Not anymore.
He looks up to see Roger about to sit in a dusty chair opposite Valiant.
Get out of that chair! It's my brother's chair.
Yeah, where's your brother anyway?
Looking at the picture.
He looks like a sensitive and sober fellow.
That's it!
He picks up the phone.
I'm calling the cops!
Go ahead. Call the cops. I come here for help, and what do? You've turned me in. No, don't feel guilty about me. So long, and thanks for nothing.
Roger slams the door behind him, sending a pile of papers on a nearby set of drawers crashing down.
That's the closet! You stupid.
Valiant gets up and opens the door. There's no one inside. Suddenly, Roger appears from inside one of the jackets.
Hey, Valiant, you're under arrest.
Puts handcuffs on Valiant.
Get out of here.
Throws Roger out and onto the bed.
Idiot, I have got no keys for these cuffs.
Huh?
Outside comes the sound of a car siren. Roger shoots across the other side of the room, dragging Valiant with him, and opens the blind to look outside. It's the weasels.
Come on, get the lead out, will you? Move it, would you? Move it!
No, it's the Tune Patrol.
Roger dives under the bed, dragging Valiant with him, but the bed folds up into the wall.
Hide me, Eddie, please.
He then tries hiding in some drawers, making Valiant bang his head on the side.
Oh,
From the top drawer.
Remember, you never saw me.
get out of there.
Don't let him
Valiant pulls Roger out,
find me. Come on, Eddie, you're my only hope.
banging on the door.
Open up in the name of the law. We know where you are. We know you're in there. Open the door, Valiant.
Please, Eddie, you know there's no justice for tunes anymore. If the weasels get their hands on me, I'm as good as dip.
Don't make us wait up, Valiant. We just want the rabbit.
What are we gonna do, Eddie? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
There's more banging on the door.
With all this wee stuff, they just want the rabbit.
The handle to the door is shot off by a machine gun. The door swings wide open to reveal a Wheezy holding Wheezy holding the gun, and then the other two weasels appear and begin to make their way into the room.
Looks like they gave us the slip, huh, boss?
Nah. Valiant's got his stash somewhere.
He sees Valiant at the sink and pulls the chair up to him, and he holds a gun at his head.
Hold it right there.
Hello, boys. I didn't hear you come in.
Smartass pulls up a chair and stands on top of it.
Okay, wise guy. Where's the rabbit?
Haven't seen him.
What's in there?
My lingerie.
Holding up a wet sock.
Yuck. See you, Valiant.
As Smartass turns away, Roger suddenly bursts out of the sink.
Cough, gag!
Valiant hurriedly forces Roger back under, and Smartass gives Valiant a suspicious look.
Search the place, boys, and leave no stone unturned. Look,
No, it's okay.
Look, Valiant, we got a reliable tip that the rabbit was here. It was corrugated by several others, so cut the bullshit.
If you keep talking like that, I'm gonna have to wash your mouth out.
Valiant stuffs the soap in Smartass's mouth, and he rolls down the stairs.
Oh!
Roger bursts out of the sink again.
Stop that laughing.
He whacks Wheezy, sending him flying across the room to crash into the blinds.
Stop that laughing. You know what happens when you can't
He whacks
stop.
Greasy over the head.
Sorry. Stop.
He whacks Psycho over the head.
Laughing.
He throws the plunger at Stupid, which sticks on his face and onto the filing cabinet.
One of these days, you're gonna die laughing. What? Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay, he leaps on the chair.
As for you, Valiant, step out of line and we'll hang you and your laundry out to dry.
Splashes the water in the sink.
Come on, boys, let's spray.
Roger bursts out of the sink and water fountains out of his mouth.
Yeah, they're gone.
Jeepers, Eddie, that was swell. You saved my life. How can I ever repay ya?
He grabs Valiant and gives him a big kiss. Valiant struggles to throw him off.
Well, for starters, don't ever kiss me again.
Valiant arrives at the bar with Roger hidden under his coat.
Will you stop kicking me? Stop kicking, will you? Dolores! Dolores! Dolores!
Roger keeps trying to stick his head out from under Valiant's jacket.
Hey,
Hey,
Eddie, you made the front page today.
Yeah, I guess I made some ink.
What ink?
finally
Shut up.
getting his head free,
Jeepers, Eddie, that completion.
Valiant stuffs Roger back into his coat, forming a big bulge.
So tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Cut the comedy, Dolores. I've had a very hard day. Gotta get out of these cuffs.
Oh, well.
Dolores leads Valiant through a secret door to a hidden door beyond.
Ooh, Jeepers, Eddie, that almost killed me.
Dolores turns on the light.
Boy, what is this? Some kind of secret room?
It's a rough gut room. A holdover for probation.
Oh, I get it. A speakeasy, a gin mill, a gooch parlor.
The tools are up here, Eddie.
Roger suddenly runs around the rooms, dragging Valiant across with him and knocking Dolores over.
Look at this, it's a fire hose. Jeepers, Eddie, this would be a great place to hide.
Roger peers through the holes in the wall and knocks a bottle over with his eyes.
Crazy cones. Oof.
Valiant pulls Roger away, and in doing so knocks his head on the low light.
Watch your head.
I thought you said you'd never take another tune case. What, did you have a change of heart?
Starts sawing at the handcuffs.
Nothing's changed. Somebody's made a patsy out of me, and I'm gonna find out why.
Starts to saw at the cuff.
Hold still, will you?
Roger slips his hand out of the cuff and stands in front of Valiant.
Does this help?
Yeah. Thanks.
Valiant looks up at Roger and stops sawing. Roger hurriedly put his hand back in the cuff.
Do you mean to tell me you could have taken your hand out of that cuff at any time?
No, not at any time. Only when it was funny. Come on, Eddie, where's your sense of humor?
Is he always this funny, or only on days when he's wanted for murder?
Listen, my philosophy is this. If you don't have a good sense of humor, you're better off dead.
You just made it your wish till I can... Oh my god. You just make it your wish until I can figure out what happened to this.
Throws the photo to Dolores.
What is it, Eddie?
Just look at it.
Mr. Acme's will.
Yeah, and I think Maroon played the part of sound mind and your wife the sound body.
Why, I resent that innuendo.
What's the scheme, Eddie?
I don't think they got to the will.
But how do you know?
Because they were still looking for it after they killed him.
Anything I can do?
Maybe if you go down and check the probate.
Yeah, check the probate. Why, my Uncle Papa had a problem with his probate, and he had to take these big pills and drink lots of
Not
water.
prostate, you idiot. Probate.
Let me get this straight. You think my boss, R.K. Maroon, dropped a safe on Martin Acme's head so he couldn't get his hands on Toontown?
Yeah, that's my hunch. Now, could he stay here for a couple of days?
Not going to do anything crazy, is he?
Rubbing a knife file through his ears.
Where are you going?
Back to the office.
At Valiant's office, a shadow of a woman casts itself over the door from the inside.
Mr. Valiant. Mr. Valiant.
There's the sound of a flushing toilet, and Valiant emerges from the bathroom.
Gross.
Boop, boop, boop.
You've got the wrong idea about me, Mr. Valiant. I'm a pawn in this, just like Roger. Can you help me find him? Just name your price and I'll pay it.
Yeah, I bet you will. You've got to have the rabbit to make this scam work.
No, I love my husband. You got me all wrong. You don't know how hard it is being a woman, looking the way I do.
Yeah, well, you don't know how hard it is being a man looking at a woman looking the way you do.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Weren't you the one I caught playing patty cake for old man Acme?
You didn't catch me, Mr. Valiant. You were set up to take those pictures.
What are you talking?
Maroon wanted to blackmail at me. I didn't want anything to do with it, but he said that if I didn't pose for those patty cake pictures, Roger would never work in this town again. I couldn't let that happen. I'd do anything for my husband, Mr. Valiant. Anything.
What a wife.
I'm desperate, Mr. Valiant. Can't you see how much I need you?
Valiant's trousers fall down.
Dabbling in watercolors, Eddie?
Huh.
Valiant rapidly tries to pull up his trousers, and he stands up. His head comes up between Jessica's breasts.
Sorry.
Goodbye, Eddie. My office stands firm. Think about it.
As Jessica leaves, she blows a kiss at Valiant, which flutters across the room and smacks onto Valiant's cheek.
Well,
She pulls off the kiss.
do you want to tell me what she was doing with her arms around you?
Probably looking for a good place to stick a knife.
Oh, come on, Eddie. I caught you with your pants down.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Dolores leaves.
Dolores, come!
Valiant rushes after Dolores, catching her outside.
Come on, Dolores, you don't believe a painted hussy like that could turn my head? She's just trying to get her hands on the rabbit.
That's not all she's trying to get her hands on.
But Dolores, listen, you listen to me, all right? I want you to go out. I want you to buy a no swimsuit, because you and me are going to Catalina, all right? I'm on the verge of wrapping up this case.
No, you're not, Eddie. That's what I came to tell you. I sat by probate. Maroon's not after Toontown like you thought. It's Cloverleaf that wants to get their hands on Toontown. They put in the highest bid, and unless Mr. Acme will show up by midnight tonight, Cloverleaf is going to own Toontown.
Wait, by midnight tonight?
That's right.
Well, first they buy the red car, then they want to get their hands on Toontown? I don't get it.
In the background can be heard Roger singing.
Roger!
As Valiant and Dolores rush off, a manhole in the road lifts up to reveal the weasels.
The rabbit, get the judge.
Inside the bar, Roger is singing on the bar.
Oh, Roger is my name, and laughter is my game. Come on, cowpoke, it's just a joke, don't sit there on your brain.
Inside the bar, Roger's putting on a show from atop the counter.
Woohoo, nice shirt, who's your tailor, Quasimodo? Woohoo, my buddy's Eddie V, a sourpuss you will see. But when I'm done, he'll need no good, cause a joker he will be. Oh my god, I love to race and pain. Believe me, it's so straight. It feels so great to snatch a plate and look, there is no pain.
Snatches the plate on his head.
No pain.
And the record keeps repeating itself, and so does Roger.
No pain.
Smash!
No pain.
Smash!
No pain.
Smash!
No pain.
Smash!
No pain.
Smash! Valiant immediately knocks the needle from the
Sewing?
and grabs Roger by the ears.
Record?
Help him!
Needle.
Yeah.
Takes the plate away from Roger and then accidentally smashes all the remaining plates onto the floor, taking Roger into the secret room.
Ooh.
Valiant then throws him through the door of the secret room.
Ah.
Roger lands headfirst in a bucket, which gets stuck, and Roger struggles to get it off.
Hey, who turned off the lights? I can't see a thing. What's going on?
You crazy rabbit, I'm up there risking my neck for you, and what are you doing? You're singing and dancing!
Roger finally kicks the bucket off, and Valiant catches it.
But I'm a tune. Tunes are supposed to make people laugh.
Sit down.
You don't understand. Those people need to laugh.
Yeah, and when they're done laughing, they gotta call the cops. That guy Angelo would write you out for a nickel.
Nah, Angelo. He'd never turn me in.
Why, just because you made him laugh?
That's right. A laugh can be a very powerful thing. Why, sometimes in life, it's the only weapon we have. Laughter is the most...
A red light begins to flash.
Ixnay, Ixnay.
Dolores pressing a switch beneath the bar. Doom enters the bar.
I'm looking for a murderer. A rabbit.
Most people suddenly leave the bar.
A toon rabbit, about, yay,
He pushes a dwarf down to his knees.
big.
Look, there's no rabbit here, so stop harassing my customers.
I didn't come here to harass. I came here to reward.
He walks up to the one-armed soldier and grabs his empty sleeve and rubs out the word French on the menu blackboard. He then starts to add his own word, making the chalk screech and the people in the bar cringe. When he has finished, the board reads, Rabbit Dip, $5,000.
Hey, I seen a rabbit.
Where?
See?
Roger shrugs in horror and disbelief.
Where?
He's right here in the bar. Well, say hello,
He puts his arm around empty air.
Harvey.
I told you
What
so.
child got that joke?
Yeah, oh my god.
Who's so
Like
familiar with
deep
Harvey?
Doom
That's
suddenly
really
hears
funny.
the record player turning and walks over to the broken crockery. He takes the record off and examines it.
Merry-go-round broke down. Quite a loony selection for a group of drunken reprobates.
Everyone in the bar has guilty silence. Doom sniffs the record.
He's here.
Doom throws the record like a frisbee, and it lodges itself in Stupid's mouth.
Stop that laughing.
Smashes the table.
Have you forgotten what happened last time? If you don't stop that laughing, you're gonna end up dead, just like your idiot hyena cousins.
Hey, boss, we should disresemble this place?
No, Sergeant, disassembling the place won't be necessary. The rabbit is going to come right to me.
He taps on the bar with his walking stick, all but the last two notes for shave and a haircut.
Huh?
No tune can resist the shave and a haircut trick.
Doom repeats tapping all but the last two notes of shave and a haircut several more times while walking to closer spots around the bar.
I don't know who's tuning it, you or Doom.
Valiant turns and sees Roger sitting on the desk going mad with the strain of not tapping out the response to Doom's tapping. However, his sleeve is caught and he's powerless to help.
Roger, no, Roger, don't, Roger.
Doom taps on the other side of the wall from Valiant and Roger.
Shave and haircut.
Roger bursts through the walls. Doom grabs him by the throat.
Hey, Judge! What shall we do with the wallflower?
We'll see to him later. Right now, I feel like dispensing some justice. Bring me some dip. Does the condemned have anything to say before his sentence is carried out?
Why, yeah.
Doom tightens his grasp.
Dolores, a bourbon and make it a double.
Fine time for a drink, Eddie. Maybe you'd like a bowl of pretzels to go with
Just
it.
pour the drink, Dolores.
Dolores pours the drink in the glass cup.
Hey, Judge, doesn't a dying rabbit deserve a last request?
Yeah, nose plugs would be nice.
I think you want a drink. How about it, Judge?
Well, why not? I don't mind prolonging the execution.
Happy trails.
No thanks, Eddie. I'm trying to cut down.
Drink the drink.
But I don't want the
He
drink.
doesn't want the drink.
He does.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You don't.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
You don't.
Listen, when I say I do, it means I do.
Oh, it's a different kind of. Roger leaps into the air and emits the same ear-piercing whistle sound as before in Maroon's office, breaking all the bottles, mustard jars, cider vinegar bottles, and glasses. Valiant fights the weasel, smashing all the tables and breaking the bottles. As the drink effects on Roger wears off, he nearly falls into the dip, but Valiant catches him.
Gotcha, kid.
Come on, Eddie. Let's get out of here. Move it, Pops. Yikes.
Roger rushes out with Valiant following after he's knocked over the barrel of dip to slow down the tunes.
Yeah, that was quick thinking, Eddie. Nothing like using the old spine flour, the wise noodle, the smart pudding.
Roger, let's use this.
He grabs Roger and throws him in the weasel's van.
Yo, let's get out of here. What are you waiting for?
There's no damn key.
From the back comes a voice.
Hey, you wait. No, that's somebody.
Oh, that's Kurt.
Oh, look at the car.
Benny?
Oh yeah, the cab. Benny the cab. That's okay.
Supposed to give you a page number, but there aren't.
I know.
You can
You could just search for Benny.
Benny.
Just search for Benny.
Hey, you weasels! Let me out of here, will ya? Come on, I gotta make a living.
Benny, is that you?
No, it's Eleanor Roosevelt. Come on, Roger. Let me out of here.
Roger squeezes through the hatch and the love letter to Jessica falls into Valiant's lap. He puts it in his pocket.
Eddie, we got ourselves a ride. Open the doors.
Valiant opens the van doors and a tuned taxi cab leaps out.
Ah, that's better. They locked me up for driving on the sidewalk.
Come on, Eddie, get in.
It was just a couple of miles.
I'll drive.
But I want to drive.
No, I'll drive. I'm in the cab. It has a radio. Out of my way, pencil neck. How about this weather, huh? Never rains.
They stole a cab. Let's go.
How about those Brooklyn Dodgers? Are they bums or what?
We're moving. Nice driving, Eddie.
Thanks.
Music.
Music. Good idea, Roger. Let's see what's on the radio.
Here's a song you've been waiting for. It's hip, it's hot, it's #1 on the pop charts. It's kind of... I don't know. Music begins
You
playing.
don't know Canarios by Gasper
Gaspar
Sam?
Sam.
The negative vision of the tell?
Eddie, are you doing Canarios?
Sure.
Let's do it too. Ready? Here we go. We'll do it, come on. Do it again. Come on. Wow, Eddie, you did a really good boogie.
Music ends.
So what are we gonna do?
Did we switch from Valiant to Eddie? Okay.
That's when they got to know each other right there. Not on a first date basis.
Roger's gonna drive Benny all by yourself.
Sure, what a great idea.
Okay, I'm gonna drive my motorcycle.
Benny stops. The Roger hops out Benny.
I want to drive.
The Raja hops out.
Okay, let's get in, Roger.
Roger gets in Benny the cab.
I'm gonna drive my motorcycle.
Okay, see you later, Eddie. I think this is a joke.
This is a fanfic.
This is
Look, it's not clean. It's not tidy.
They told us it wasn't tight.
Told us they warned us.
Wait, what?
We warned all of you.
What
This
song
is
are you gonna
for a while.
sing?
This is nuts.
Wait.
Wait, can we skip
Stop the
this?
movie.
No, we can't skip this.
Does this not happen in the movie?
No.
What song are we gonna sing?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Boy, I love this song. Are you ready? Here we go. Expialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Music
Eddie,
on.
we found you. We go video by yourself.
Alright, well that's great, Roger. Benny, let's go.
Ready?
Now you drove Benny all by yourself and sing a song. Hey, let's see what's on the radio.
Canaries, we know that song.
Music begins playing Canaries by Gasper Sands on Baby Jumanji from head to toe.
Keep going.
Where are we?
Hope for you again.
I love this. I've never seen a movie, so I think it's
Hey,
great.
you did great.
Because we're about to get to the emotional crux of this.
Did the announcer say "Hope for you again"? Thanks.
What do you call the middle of a song?
Gee, I don't know, Benny. A bridge?
Benny nearly hits a bridge, but leaps over the side wall to land on the road, nearly hitting a woman and smashing through the railings in the middle.
Well, fellas, where can I drop you?
Somewhere we can hide.
I've got just the place. And incidentally, if you should ever need a ride, just stick out your thumb. Hey, ladies, share the road, will ya?
Valiant and Roger are at a cinema.
Now we're back to the
What in the world?
The script goes back to calling him Valiant as well.
Yeah.
Well, because
Thank you, bud.
yeah,
Just-
someone
Okay,
wrote
well,
a weird.
now we're in a cinema.
Oh my
Back.
god. Oh
And
my
I'm watching a film.
A film.
film.
Ooh, boy, did you see that? Nobody takes a wallop like Goofy. What timing? What finesse? What a genius!
Valiant pulls Roger back into the seat next to him by the ears.
We're supposed to be hiding. What is wrong with you?
He slaps Roger.
What's wrong with you? You're the only person in this theater that isn't laughing. There's nothing that can permeate your impervious puss. Hey, Eddie!
Pulls a funny face.
Why, nothing. What could have possibly happened to you to turn you into such a sourpuss?
You want to know? I'll tell you. A tune killed my brother, so correct. You want to know? I'll tell you. A tune killed my brother.
Dude, no!
Yeah, that's right, a tune. We were investigating the robbery of the First National Bank of Toontown. Back in those days, me and Teddy liked working in Toontown. Thought it was a lot of laughs. Anyway, this guy got away with a zillion simoleons, and we trailed him down to a little dive town in Yatzel Street. Went in, only he got the drop on us. Literally. Dropped a piano on us from 15 stories. Broke my arm, and Teddy never made it. Never did find out who that guy was. All I remember was him standing over me laughing. With those burning red eyes and that high, squeaky voice. He disappeared into Toontown after that.
No wonder you hate me. If a tune killed my brother, I'd hate me too.
Don't cry, I don't hate you.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You do hate me, otherwise you wouldn't have yanked my ears all that time.
I'm sorry I yanked your ears.
All the times you yanked my ears.
All the times I yanked your ears.
Apology accepted. Put it there, pal. I feel better. Oh boy, I hope there's another cartoon.
The newsreel starts.
Jeepers, another newsreel. I hate the news.
Dolores sits down beside Valiant.
You got all my stuff?
Yes. They're packed up in the car outside. Would have been here after you called, but I had to shake the weasels.
Atlantic City, the shrine this morning. Wearing their feathers and bright uniforms, they parade before 100,000 spectators as the highlight of the Ferraro of the Shrine Convention.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the trouble in the bar.
That's the gay side. There's a serious side when Imperial Potentage George H. Rowe of Buffalo urged all Shriners to help halt the spread of communism.
Hell. Stuffing olives for a living wasn't for me anyways.
Dolores, you ought to find yourself a good man.
But I already have a good man.
Many cities are represented in the march, and many temples that the Imperial Council meets once again. It takes a steady eye and a stout heart and heave knives at the apple of your eye, but this female, William Tell, has no qualms.
They're about to kiss when they turn their head to Roger.
Please, don't mind me.
And plenty of faith.
You better get going, Eddie.
My name is, but this message is as good as mine.
I'm glad Teddy's not here to see me running away with my tail between my legs.
Deadline, Hollywood, California. Cloverleaf Oil was on the move this week, acquiring 2 Hollywood institutions.
It's not so bad once you get used to it.
Pacific Red Car Charlie Line and the venerated Maroon Cartoon Studios. Here, RK Maroon is seen clinching a deal with Cloverleaf's bankers and executives in one of the biggest real estate deals in Californian history.
That's it. That's the connection.
Valiant and Roger drive into the Maroon Cartoon Studios.
Let's forget it. There's nobody here.
Is that it, or are you scared?
Please, me? Scared? Don't be ridiculous. When you called Maroon, you told him you had the wheel, but you don't. When he finds out, he's gonna be mad. He might try to kill you.
Puts his back against the wall.
I can handle a Hollywood cream puff. I just don't want the odds to change. You cover my back. If you hear or see anything, beat the horn twice.
Yeah, that's it. Beat the horn twice. Cover your back. Boy, am I ready. Duke set, eyes peeled, ears to the ground.
A frying pan is held above his head from
Why,
behind him.
nobody gets the drop on Roger Rabbit.
Bang! Roger is dragged off behind the wall. Meanwhile, Maroon is waiting inside his office looking nervous. Valiant creeps up behind him and taps him on the shoulder.
Yikes.
What's up, Doc?
Valiant. What are you trying to do? Give me a heart attack?
You need a heart before you can have an attack.
Yeah. You got the will.
Sure.
Briefly shows a bit of paper.
I get the will. Question is, do you have the way? Because I can tell you now, it ain't gonna come cheap.
You got a lot of brass coming up here by yourself.
Who said I was here by myself?
Roger is thrown unconscious into the boot of a car by Jessica. She puts the frying pan in her handbag.
Okay, hard case. How much?
Give a girl a chance to think. Let's see. You take his $3.5 million.
Let me see that will.
I told you I got it.
I want to see it now.
Grabs it from inside Valiant's jacket.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. This supposed to be a joke?
Stuffs it in Valiant's belt.
No. This is.
Sprays soda in his eyes and punches him.
Get up.
What are you gonna do to me, Valiant?
I'm gonna listen to you spin the Cloverleaf scenario. The story of greed, sex, and murder. And the parts that I don't like, I'm gonna edit out.
You got it all wrong. I'm a cartoon maker, not a murderer.
Everybody's gotta have a hobby.
He puts Maroon's tie in the editing machine and turns it on, pulling Maroon's face closer.
Stop. Stop it. Stop it. The truth is I had a chance to sell my studio, but Cloverleaf wouldn't buy my property unless Acme sold them his. The stubborn bastard wouldn't sell, so I was gonna blackmail Acme with pictures of him and the rabbit's wife. Blackmail. That's all. I've seen him. Been around Toons all my life. I don't want to see him get destroyed.
Who's destroyed? Why?
If I tell you I'm a dead man.
You're a dead man if you don't tell me.
Unless Acme's will shows by midnight tonight, Toontown's gonna be land for the.
At that moment, Valiant sees the reflection of a gun in one of the pictures on the wall. It fires and Maroon cries out. Valiant dives for cover behind the sofa and the bullets slam into it. When the gunfire stops, Valiant looks at Maroon to see him dead with 3 bullet holes in his back. He looks out of the window and sees Jessica running off. As he leaves the building, she drives the car past him.
Roger!
He takes chase in his car, and his headlights light up a sign for Toontown. Valiant continues to follow, but as the car disappears into the tunnel leading to Toontown, Valiant stops, unwilling to follow. As he stares at the tunnel, he's filled with a new resolve. He throws his gun onto the seat next to him and unpacks a case. Inside is a Toon gun. Valiant takes it out and admires it. Next, he lifts up a flap to reveal 6 Toon bullets.
What in Sam Hill? Eddie Valiant!
Well, you're a sight for sore eyes.
I ain't seen you for nigh on 5 years.
Where you
Where
been,
have you
partner?
been?
Where you
Drunk. Feeling frisky tonight, fellas?
Yeah!
Let's go.
Yahoo!
The bullets load themselves. Valiant is about to take a drink when he pours the drink away. He throws the bottle and shoots a Toon bullet at it. He then drives down the tunnel into Toontown. At the end of the tunnel are a pair of red curtains which lift to reveal Toontown. Here it is daytime, and Valiant squints against the sudden bright lights. Around him is countryside and thousands of tunes.
Oh, everybody sing this.
You know that your world is a great world
After all, smile, you smile.
Lady
You
like
are-
me,
you
you
are
are
called.
called.
Is this a real song?
Things are never black as they are painted.
Time for you
and
and
joy
joy
to get acquainted. Make life worthwhile. So smile, you smile. Sean, you know it. Sing it.
I just.
He hates tunes.
Me too.
As Valiant drives along, 3 birds fly around him in the car.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
The birds fly out, and the lone bird flies in.
Hi, Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
Crash! As Valiant turns to look at the bird, he crashes into the car he was following. He gets out and is surrounded by complete chaos. He looks inside the other car, banging his head. A flock of tune birds hatch above his head, and Valiant shoos them away.
Get out of here.
He then sees Jessica in a tall building. He waits for the lift to arrive, and when it does, it hits the ground with such force that it rattles the whole building. Droopy is the lift man.
Going up, sir.
Valiant steps into the lift and falls down 2 feet to the floor of the lift.
Yeah.
Valiant looks up at Droopy, who is standing on a box.
Mind the step, sir. Hold on, sir.
The lift shoots up with such velocity that it squashes Valiant to the floor. The Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote are seen behind the elevator doors. The lift stops suddenly so that Valiant hits the padded roof of the lift.
Your floor, sir.
Valiant falls out of the lift. Droopy sticks his head out of the lift before the doors close.
Have a good day, sir.
Gotcha.
Valiant opens the door to Jessica's room to see her inside with some underwear. As she turns around, the hair drops from her face to reveal a hag.
Oh man!
The hag runs towards Valiant, lips puckered for a kiss. Valiant slams the door with the hag on the hag, and her lips impale the door.
Lover boy, it's Lena
Valiant, Valiant tries to hide in the toilet. He feels the wind and looks down to see no floor.
Yeah, no!
Valiant falls and grabs hold onto a pole on which Tweety is nesting.
Oh look, piggies.
Hi, Tweety.
Removing Valiant's grasp 1 finger at a time.
This little piggy went to market, and this little piggy stayed at home.
No.
This little piggy had roast beef, and this little pig had...
Ah!
Uh-oh, ran out of piggies.
As Valiant falls, Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse appear next to him with parachutes strapped to their backs.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Jumping without a parachute? Kinda dangerous, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ha! You could get killed! Ha ha! Ha!
You guys got a spare?
Ha! Bugs does!
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think you want it.
I do. Give it to me.
Gee! Ha ha! Better let him have it, Bugs!
Okay, Doc, whatever you say. Here's the spare.
Thank you.
Valiant tugs the release cord to reveal a tire with the word spare written on it.
Oh, no. Ah!
Poor fella.
Yeah, ain't I a stinker?
Valiant is about to hit the floor when the hag catches him. The kiss sends Valiant skidding across the road.
Come to Lena!
Valiant looks up to see the hag stampeding towards him. Looking down at the road, he picks up the line painted there and lays it against the nearby wall. The hag follows the line around and crashes into the wall and knocks herself senseless.
Tunes. Gets him every time.
Valiant hears footsteps in a nearby alleyway and walks down it. It's very dark and gloomy.
Thank you, Shadow.
Valiant.
Valiant looks back to see Jessica pointing a gun at him.
I always knew I'd get it in Toontown.
The shadow of a gun pointing itself at Valiant from the other direction casts itself on the wall beside Valiant.
Behind you.
Jessica shoots and the gun falls
Bang,
from the shadow's
bang.
hand.
Drop it, lady. I say, pulling my own gun.
Yep.
I just saved your life and you still don't trust me?
I don't trust anybody or anything.
Not even your own eyes?
Indicating a golden gun on the floor.
That's the gun that killed Arcade Maroon and Doom pulled the trigger.
Doom?
I followed him to the studio, but I was too late to stop him.
That's right. You'll never stop me. You're dead. You're all dead.
Doom!
Valiant shoots 3 times with his gun before the bullets reach him and he disappears down the side alley. The bullets grind to a halt.
Bullet?
Oh, wait. Oh, which way did he go?
Well, I don't know.
He went that way.
Pointing the wrong way.
Let's go.
Throws the gun away.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jessica sees her car boot open and empty.
Oh no! Where's Roger?
Roger, he chickened out on me back at the studio.
No, he didn't. I hit him on the head with a frying pan and put him in the trunk so he wouldn't get hurt.
Makes perfect sense.
We're obviously not going anywhere in my car. Let's take yours.
Pointing down the road where swerving tire marks lead off into the distance, past burst water hydrants and knocked over lamps.
I've got a feeling somebody already did.
And from the looks of it, I'd say it was Roger. My honey bunny was never very good behind the wheel.
Better lover than a driver.
You
huh?
better believe it, Buster.
They hear a siren.
Oh, it's the weasels. This way, we'll take Gingerbread Lane.
No, wait, no. Gingerbread Lane's this way.
Sticks out thumb. And Benny appears out of nowhere.
So, Valiant, you call the cab or what? Hubba.
Opening the door for Jessica.
Allow me,
They speed along the tunnel towards leaving Toontown.
So, how long have you known it was doomed?
Before poor Marvin Acme was killed, he confided in me that Doom wanted to get his hands on Toontown and he wouldn't stop at anything.
So he gave you the will for safekeeping?
That's what he told me, except when I opened the envelope, there was only a blank piece of paper inside.
A joker till the end.
So where to already? My meter's running.
I have to find my darling husband. I'm so worried about him.
Seriously? What are you seeing, that guy?
He makes me laugh.
As they leave the tunnel, Doom tips a barrel of dip onto the road. Benny spins around on it and crashes into a lamppost.
I've been dipped!
Valiant and Jessica are sent flying, and Benny appears to be dead.
No! Benny!
What an unfortunate accident. Nothing more treacherous than a slippery road, and especially when driving in a maniacal Toon vehicle.
The weasels drive out of the tunnel and pull up next to Doom.
Wait, fellas.
Don't just stand there, help them. Put them in my car. I think they'll enjoy attending the ribbon cutting at the Acme factory.
Come on, you mugs.
The Acme factory. Valiant is being frisked by the weasels.
We searched Valiant, boss. The will ain't on him.
Then frisk the woman.
I'll handle this one.
Greasy rolls up his sleeves and put his hands between Jessica's breasts.
No!
No.
There was a snapping sound, and Greasy rapidly withdraws his hand with a man trap on it.
Nice.
The weasels start laughing.
Nice booby trap.
Whoa.
This is a children's movie. Doom whacks Greasy into a pile of boxes, spilling false eyes all over the floor.
Do they have the will or not?
Just a stupid love letter.
No matter. I doubt if that will is going to show up in the next 15 minutes anyway.
What happens in the next 15 minutes?
Toontown will be legally mine. Lock, stock, and barrel.
Roger drives out of Toontown in Valiant's car, which is in bad shape. He spins it round to a stop in front of Benny.
Benny, is that you?
No, it's Shirley Temple.
Getting up on his rear wheels and limping across the road.
Jumpin' jeepers, what happened?
Doom grabbed your wife and Valiant took him to the Acme factory.
The Acme factory. I know where that is. Get in.
Move over, Raj. You've done enough driving for one night.
The Acme factory. And Stupid and Wheezy have just broken through one of the walls. Rays of light shine through, and faint music can be heard. Stupid?
Who's stupid? Who here is stupid?
I'll do it. Toontown's right on the other side of the wall, boys.
You see, Mr. Valiant, the successful conclusion of this case draws a curtain for my career as a jurist in Toontown. I'm retiring to take a new role in the private sector.
That wouldn't be Cloverleaf Industries by any chance.
Waving a gun at Valiant.
You're looking at the sole stockholder.
Roger and Benny pull up outside the Acme factory.
Benny, you go for the cops. I'm going to save my wife.
Be careful with that gun. This ain't no cartoon.
Driving off.
This is no way to make a living.
Roger tries to open one of the windows, but it's jammed. He leans against it.
What did you know? Locked.
The window suddenly swings open and Roger falls through.
Whoa.
Inside, Roger falls into the toilet and it flushes, sucking Roger down.
No!
Inside the factory, Doom walks up to a large object covered by a tarp. He drops a silver tray onto the floor and pulls it aside and opens a valve, releasing a green liquid onto the tray, which starts to corrode.
Can you guess what this is?
Oh my god, it's dip! It's dip!
That's right, my dear. Enough to dip Toontown off the face of the earth.
The cover is removed to reveal a large machine.
A vehicle of my own design. 5,000 gallons of heated dip. Pumped at enormous velocity through a pressurized water cannon. Toontown will be erased in a matter of minutes.
I suppose you think no one's gonna notice Toontown's disappeared?
Who's got time to wonder what happened to some ridiculous talking mice when you're driving past at 75 mph? P-H.
What are you talking about? There's no road past Toontown.
Not yet.
Starts slipping on the eyes.
Ew.
Several months ago, I had the good providence to stumble upon a plan of the city council's. A construction plan of epic proportions. They're calling it a freeway.
A freeway? What the hell is a freeway?
8 lanes of shimmering cement running from here to Pasadena. Smooth, safe, fast. Traffic jams will be a thing of the past.
So that's why you killed Acme and Maroon? For this freeway? You're kidding!
Of course not. You lack vision. I see a place where people get on and off the freeway. On and off. Off and on all day, all night. Soon where Toontown once stood will be a string of gas stations, inexpensive motels, restaurants that serve rapidly prepared food, tire salons, automobile dealerships, and wonderful, wonderful billboards reaching as far as the eye can see. My God, it'll be beautiful.
Come on, nobody's gonna drive this lousy freeway when they can take the red car for a nickel.
Oh, they'll drive. They'll have to. You see, I bought the red car so I could dismantle it.
There is a rumbling sound, and Greasy looks down at the manhole beneath him.
What the?
The manhole shoots up into the air, and a geyser of water bursts out of it, sending Greasy into the air. He clutches onto a net full of bricks hung from the ceiling. From the hole comes Roger.
Ay, caramba!
Okay, nobody move. All right, weasels, grab some sky. All right, let the judge have it. You heard me. I said drop it.
Roger, darling.
Yes, it's me, my dearest. I'd love to embrace you, but first I have to satisfy my sense of moral outrage.
Put that gun down, you buck-toothed fool!
That's it, Doom. Give me another excuse to pump you full of lead. Thought you could get away with it, didn't ya?
Above Roger, Greasy gets out his knife.
Well, we Toons may act idiotic, but we're not stupid. We demand justice. Why, the real meaning of the word probably hits you like a ton of bricks.
The bricks fall on Roger, and Greasy smirks from the net.
Roger, say something.
Look, stars. Ready when you are, Ro.
Tie the lovebirds together. Put them on that hook. Use that escape-proof toon rope.
Time to kill the rabbit.
Oh, Roger, you are magnificent.
Was I really?
Better than Goofy.
Greasy starts up the dip vehicle.
Roger, darling, I want you to know I love you. I've loved you more than any woman's ever loved a rabbit.
It's over, Mr. Valiant.
He walks away whistling and slips on the eyes.
Ew.
The weasels start to laugh at this, and Valiant tries to sneak up on Smartass. Doom clasps his right eye with his hand.
Look out, you fools!
Not so fast.
One of these days, you idiots are going to laugh yourselves to death.
Shall I repose of him now, boys?
Let him watch his toon friends get dipped. Then shoot him.
With pleasure.
Everything's funny to you, ain't it, Needle Nose?
You got a problem with that, Valiant?
Nah, just, want you to know something about the guy you're gonna dip.
Starts music machine.
What?
Now, Roger is his name, and laughter is his game. Come on, you dope, untie his rope and watch him go insane.
Valiant screws around with rakes, deliberately trying to step on them and have them slam into his head. The weasels start laughing.
He's lost his mind. I said he's lost his mind.
I
Roger,
don't
I
think so. I don't think so.
Valiant picks up weights and starts dancing with them.
This singing ain't my line. It's tough to make a rhyme. If I get stuck, I'm not a luck.
I'm running out of time.
Thanks!
Valiant juggles with the weights and then lets them fall on his head. As he staggers backwards, he slips on a banana skin and falls into some boxes. He emerges bouncing around on a pogo stick and bounces so high that his head hits the light and he gets electrocuted. Stupid laughs so much that he keels over and his ghost leaves his body. Wheezy sees his own ghost leaving and tries to pull it back, but fails.
Hey, Eddie, keep it up. You're killing them. You're slaying them. You're knocking them dead.
A lever is knocked and a vase starts to be carried by a conveyor belt to above Valiant's head.
I'm through with thinking falls. I'm bouncing off the walls. Without that gun, I'd have some fun. I'd kick you in
The vase falls on Valiant's head.
No, that don't rhyme with walls.
No, but this does.
Valiant kicks Smartass in the crotch and he flies through the air to land in the vat of dip.
Ah!
Only Psycho and Greasy are left, and they find Smartass's death very amusing. So
Oh.
amusing that Greasy dies.
That's terrible.
Really?
Yikes! Oh my goodness, jeepers, that was close.
Psycho laughs so much that he falls off of the cannon onto the dip-coated brush at the front. As Psycho Ghost floats past the cannon, he pulls the lever that turns it around.
Bye-bye.
Eddie, hurry! It's coming back! Oh no, this is it!
Valiant turns the cannon back the other way.
This isn't it!
Doom slides across the line to strike Valiant and send him flying. Doom draws a sword and Valiant opens up a box next to him labeled Singing Swords. As he waves it at Doom, it begins to sing.
Wicked witchcraft, and although I know it's strictly taboo.
Valiant throws the sword away and opens another box. Inside is a tune magnet, and Valiant holds this at Doom. Doom uses the magnetism to pull him closer to Valiant, and so Valiant points it away to break the contact. The magnetism then pulls a barrel from behind Valiant, and he ends up pinned to it between the two.
Don't move.
Doom reappears driving a steamroller and attempts to run over Valiant with it. Valiant can't escape by struggling, but as the steamroller nears him, he sees a box of portable holes next to him. He eventually manages to kick one close enough for him to open, and putting it over the magnet makes a hole and escapes. Valiant appears in front of Doom and kicks him in the face, sending him flying. He fights Doom, but doesn't seem to be able to harm him. Valiant blocks one of Doom's punches with a pot of glue, and Doom's fist goes straight through it. He shakes it off and tries to punch Valiant again, but instead gets his fist stuck to the steamroller. Meanwhile, the dip machine is getting closer to Roger and Jessica.
Oh
Doom steps back and tries to free himself, but the treads in a pool of the stuff on the floor.
Come on, Eddie, quit playing around. Please.
Valiant stops the dip machine again.
Whew. I wasn't worried. Were you?
Doom gets squashed by the steamroller.
Oh, no! What that? Whoa! Wyatt! Whoa! Get a blue eye!
Go!
As the steamroller rolls on, it reveals Doom's flattened body starting to move.
Holy smoke. He's a toad.
Surprise?
Not really. That lame brain freeway idea could only be cooked up by a tune.
Not just any tune.
Doom staggers towards a gas cylinder and reinflates himself. As he does, his eyes pop out and land on the floor.
Ugh, I hate that.
When he turns around, his eyes are red, and he starts to speak in increasingly high-pitched voice.
Remember me, Eddie? When I killed your brother? I talked just like this!
Doom's eyes turn into red-tipped switchblades, and Valiant tries to run away, but Doom leaps after him with the aid of springs in his heels.
Jumping jeepers!
After knocking Valiant down, Doom starts up the dip machine again.
Oh my goodness! Oh no!
Doom takes his glove to reveal an anvil for a hand. He strikes Valiant with this and sends him flying across the factory floor. He turns around, and when he turns back, his hand has become a buzzsaw, and on the end of it, an extendable arm. Doom shows off his power by slicing through some chains, and then jabs it at Valiant's head, narrowly missing twice. Valiant, as a last attempt, grabs the boxing glove mallet and aims it at Doom, but he easily avoids it. The glove, however, strikes the lever on the dip machine, and Doom stares in terror as the resulting jet of dip that sends him flying. The dip is also getting extremely close to Roger and Jessica.
Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye. Ah! Oh!
The level of dip in the machine runs out, and so the jet of dip from the cannon dies out.
Oh, I think I'm gonna faint.
Doom is standing in a pool of dip and is slowly dissolving.
Wow! Oh no! Wow! I'm melting! Wow! What a world! Wow! I'm melting! Wow! Oh no!
Doom is dead, but the dip machine is still rolling steadily towards Roger and Jessica.
Hurry up, Eddie, do something!
Valiant presses a button and the hook is moved out of the way of the encroaching dip machine. It goes through the factory wall and is hit by Thomas the Train in Toontown.
Eddie, there's dip everywhere.
Valiant clears the dip with the water hydrants.
Done.
As Valiant is untying them,
Jeepers, Eddie, that was a close shave. I thought for sure our goose was cooked.
Oh, my hero.
she walks past Valiant.
Oh, honey bunny.
Oh, love cup.
XXXX. Oh, smooch?
Yeah.
Oh, Roger, you were a pillar of strength.
Benny and the police arrive.
Benny,
Benny.
too.
Benny.
Sister Mary Frances, what the hell happened in here?
Tunes start to peer around the hole in the wall.
Been in a camp for 37 years. I've never seen a mess like this.
What was that? A rubber mask?
Yeah, and this is the rope from the safe that was dropped on Acme. I think your lab boys will find that paint's a perfect match.
Judge Doom killed Marvin Acme?
And R.K. Maroon, and my brother.
Dolores takes Valiant's hand.
That's what I call one seriously disturbed tune.
Tunes start emerging from Toontown through the hole in the wall.
Gosh, I wonder who he really was, huh?
I'll tell you one thing, Doc. He wasn't no rabbit.
Or a duck!
Or a dog.
Or a little wooden boy.
Or a sheep.
Or a woodpecker. Or a pussy.
What's
you all
that?
know who those were. Those perfect impressions, right? It's ink. Sorry, what, Dolores?
What is that?
It's ink. That goof Acme squirted me with some the other night. But why it's coming out now, I don't know.
Just to be clear, it's on your shirt.
Yeah, right.
Roger holding applesauce.
Here's your answer, Eddie. Acme's disappearing, reappearing ink. Boy, that Acme. What a genius.
Applesauce. If he was such a genius, why didn't he leave his will where we could find it? Without it, we're just waiting for another developer's wrecking ball.
So who's Gabby?
Or Little Boy Blue?
Roger.
Yeah?
Roger, that love letter that you wrote to your wife in the Ink and Paint Club, why don't you read it to her now?
Sure, Eddie. Dear Jessica, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways.
Words start appearing on the letter.
I, Marvin Acme, of sound mind and body. It's the will!
Keep reading.
Do hereby bequeath in perpetuity the property known as Toontown to those lovable characters, the Toons!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, everyone.
General celebration. Hey Eddie, that was a pretty fun dance you did for the weasels. Do you think your days of being a sourpuss are over?
Only time will tell.
Yeah, well, put it there, pal.
Valiant does not seem pleased by the joke, and all the Tunes are silent.
Don't tell me you lost your sense of humor already.
Valiant grabs Roger by the neck,
Does this answer your question?
and he gives him a big kiss.
Come on, Roger. Let's go home. I'll bake you a carrot cake.
Roger, Jessica, Valiant, and Dolores start walking towards Toontown through the hole in the wall.
Smile down.
Sing along.
Smile.
You know this whole world is a girl. Smile, darling.
You know it, come on.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Let me out there. Let us out there. Alright, I am. I've got a good one. Okay. Move along. There's nothing else to see. That's all, folks. I like the sound of that. That's all, folks.
Tinkerbell from Peter Pan has a magic, and this is
Sorry, read that one more time. Because it's the last line of the script, and it deserves its full.
God, yeah.
Tinkerbell from Peter Pan has a magic, and this is goodbye.
Peter Pan has a magic, and this is goodbye.
She has a magic, and this is goodbye.
Oh my God.
Yay!
Yeah!
Good job, everybody. How fun!
It sounds fun.
Have you never seen it? Ever?
It's so good.
That's why my voice probably wrong.
No, they were all very close.
Your
actually.
hag was.
Remarkable.
Your hag?
Yeah.
Is that what you
Yeah.
I can't believe you had
She
never
literally
seen it.
goes, a mayor.
Really?
Yeah.
You did all, and the weasels just like, floss you.
They're all
Yeah,
thanks
she
for
told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good. good.
Yeah.
Did it.
Thank you, guys.
I am a hag, so I just knew how to do it.
I didn't watch
Lauren,
it until
you
we
win.
all watched
Yeah.
it for Gilded Lily.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it.
Lauren, you
before.
win the reading.
You won.
You win.
I did the hag.
Yeah.
It's whoever does
Was
the
this
hag best.
was this
Yeah.
Gilded Lily like required reading?
Yeah, well, we watched it. I think.
Yeah,
right?
Sean and I have seen it
That
100,000
But
times.
we all watched it. Did we
Yeah.
all watch it
It
together?
was
I
very
did.
good.
Yeah,
That
I've seen it
was
so
so
much.
very
Very
good.
good.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Your Roger Rabbit is
Good
good
job.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
good job, Sinead.
Great, good job.
Yeah, everyone did great. I love
Good
this.
job, everybody. And it didn't last 3 hours.
Yeah,
that was faster than I thought.
Thanks for
Yeah.
watching.
Even with that weird middle part.
Added
What was that
What
scene?
The fanfics.
That was so
That was
weird.
very funny.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning
Yay.
in. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Mwah. Hope we made you laugh.
Have a
Bye.
magic.
And
And
goodbye.
that's a goodbye.